Oh, would you just look at it? But wait, there's more. Oh, that's a transmission that's bolted up. Yeah, buddy. Welcome back to Smiley's Garage. Finally, we start ripping this engine out. Actually, my father starts ripping this engine out while I'm at work. So far he's got the radiator out, a lot of the front accessories. He's trying to get to the tranny bolts right now. You got down the bottom here, drive shaft out. A lot of the exhaust stuff is in work, but again, just like the lower suspension, all this stuff's rusted, so it's taking a while. So let's get the other Kramers out, let's get the time lapse out, and let's keep going. Look at this beautiful front engine bay cleaned out. We also have the old Turbo 350 extracted. Here's the cross member over here. I thought I was going to be able to reuse this. The passenger side looks okay. Even that mount looks okay, and the rest of the metal looks okay. But if you look on the driver's side here, that rotted out big time. So now you can see the I believe that's the rear main leaking down there. Also, the valve covers were leaking. Man, this thing is dirty. Dirty. My goodness, look at this thing. Gross. Absolute gross. Oh yeah, everything's shot. Alright.
Get it above the motor mount so we can pull it forward. Maybe after you clear it up. Clear it up. Oh, there you go. A little hand. You're free.
Yeah. Gonna start coming back?
Not yet, because you gotta. Well, yeah.
Well, a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Good, buddy. Hopefully that goes up high enough.
It should. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go this way with it.
Are you?
I think, yeah, because I don't want to.
Yep, you got plenty of room, so we just gotta maneuver. Which way you going with it?
Yeah.
That's why I use the tire. Usually it just sits on there good. But you can't turn it. You know what I mean? You want the water pump this way?
Yeah. Yeah, you can turn it. Just.
Oh, why wouldn't it just turn, man? I was trying to fucking move it, but it wouldn't move.
Alright, so I'm gonna drop this leg off the side. Yep.
Off that way?
Yep. And sweet. Engine's out. Now we start cleaning up the engine bay.
There ain't no we in that area.
Come on. All right, first mock-up of the LS inside the El Camino. Success, other than the oil pan doesn't fit. So from this angle, you can see we are essentially sitting on the cross member right there. But the bigger issue, I think, is how far down this oil pan sits. Look at that. That's a full, what is it, 3-4 inches below the frame there, so that's no good. So we need a new oil pan. Other than that, this thing wasn't too annoying to get in here. I had to take the manifolds off to clear this box and the booster. All right, the cleanup on the engine bay continues. We have most of this all clean. It's almost ready for paint, but not yet. And what I really wanted to do was take this entire unit out. So in order to do that, we needed the fender well out, and we started digging in. And you can just see in the past there was some repair work done. And this is after we already broke all the seal, but it's all this like, I don't know, some sort of sealant or caulk or something that's all around this box. And I think this is where the water was coming in. There's this crack that's running all the way through down there. AC and heater box out. Look at that giant gaping hole now. Found the ECU, and actually I was expecting a lot worse around the perimeter here. I thought this was all going to be one giant rusty mess, and it's only a small rusty mess with a bunch of this seam sealer caulk and crap everywhere. Let's get ready for paint, and then we'll get the firewall in the future. Next step is getting this fuel tank out. Got the battery hooked up to the plug wire over here. Got our tank on a table. We already pumped out like 8 gallons out of this thing already. Poly pump dropped right in. Super excited. I even used the old fitting here. Seeing as how the fuel inlet and return is on the driver's side of the car, I need to go in here. Well, I don't need to, but I want to. And kind of take all these fuel lines that I made in Rant 5 years ago and swap them to the other side of the car. Okay, that only took close to 4 hours, but you can see the big one is the supply, and I have the vent and return kind of zip tied together right there. It follows the frame just behind the brakes. I have to reattach that. And then they come inside this frame rail all the way back here where I have them nicely labeled. And then this is where the hose is going to attach, and then scoot over this frame rail in between the body, and then eventually up over the frame back there. The engine is in, and it's looking pretty. First up on the list, we need to get the linkage working for the transmission from the column shifter. So what I think I'm going to do is make myself a plate. I have to file the kind of half oval cutout in it that'll notch into the existing shift thing. I'll overlay an image of what I'm talking about right here. So I have to make that hole in the plate, and then I'm gonna have like, actually, you know, on second thought, these things are only like 15 bucks on Amazon. So I'm going to weld some additional material on here. I think that way that I can attach to, because I don't think I can make this hole accurately enough to work. So I'm just gonna attach some crap to this and hopefully my welds hold up. All right, I got this plate here and it looks to be like the exact same thickness, which is nice. Hopefully I'll be able to, you know, weld this up. Not gonna hold my breath. Yeah, I'm not a welder, but you can see what I'm going for here, right? So let's get back into the car and start mocking some more stuff up. The bracket up here. Now, this is like way up, and I don't know if that's exactly what we want, but you can see, you know, this will act to shift. Well, and that's one all the way down, right? But I think the exhaust is going like right there, so that might not be the best thing. Okay, so the column is in park right now, and this is the original shifter linkage, and it comes to about there in park. All right, I'm gonna move the column all the way down to 1. So that's in 1. We'll move this. I believe that's also in 1 right now. What do I have to do? Do we have to get these two to line up, basically? Well, I really only need drive by necessity. So let's do this. This is 1. And this is the full sweep of 1. And here's the full arc of 1. All right, we're now in park. And this is now in park. So, if we do this, look at that, look at that. Right here, we have a cross. So I believe if we connect the very tip of our linkage here to that point, it should work. Hold on a second. I actually have this piece of the original cable here, which is super rusty. So what I'm going with is, this is the original kind of bracket. It's a slip fit over here, and you get the bolt in here, and it kind of locks into place where that's going to live, right? So if we just drill a hole in that plate and maybe bend it out a little bit, or just don't even bend it, just kind of let it ride and just Loctite that in. You know, I need to redraw these two cross lines where the new bolt position is going to live. But that's what we're looking at, and I think that might work like perfect, honestly. Actually, can I just... All right, let's move this guy down to 1. So. But there you go, that X is. I believe I can just put a hole right there, big enough to fit this bolt through. Ah. Who knows if this is gonna work? It'd be cool if it does. It'd be real cool if it does. All right. We're not even really tight yet, but let's see if I can column shift it. Oh my God. You're kidding me. That worked first try? Get the hell out of here. There's no way. Park. That's crazy. That is actually, I need a longer bolt. because it's kind of tight. Let me go get that. And here's that longer bolt. That's way long. I don't know if that's going to be too much slop, but I can cut it down later. Yeah, that's far too much play. But let's see if that works anyway. All right, one. Is that all of Lane Park? Yeah, it is. And I think the crazy thing is too, like before, the column wasn't lining up, but now it is. Park, reverse, neutral, drive, 2, 1. All right, so we're almost there. That's pretty close. All right, we got our shift linkage bracket fabbed up. Welds aren't awful. This is going to be the quote-unquote pretty side, so I'm going to paint this black most likely. But yeah, that's it. Goes on there, click, 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 we're good. I didn't feel like cutting because the bolts never are right. Anyway, I got some M825s and M820s and found a bushing kit. I'm thinking this black one on the bottom right might do the trick. This guy is tacky still, so gotta wait for it to dry. And then I'm gonna try putting the bushing in there and then maybe getting everything buttoned up. All right, this is Editor Brett coming to you from the garage. There was no resolution to this video filmed because I just kept pointing the camera at stuff and working on things. I didn't really know how this episode was gonna go. You know, I didn't really film a, hey, the engine is swapped outro because I was hanging out with my dad and that's more important to me than shooting video and trying to make something coherent. So he left and I just started jumping into the transmission stuff. But video's getting kind of long, and I think that's a good resolution to this one. Engines in, transmissions in, the shift linkage is working great. I'm really stoked that I figured that out myself and I didn't have to buy like a $400 kit or some piece of crap off of Amazon. I used existing parts and I welded something together that worked. That's really cool. Anyway, thank you so much for making it to this point and listening to me rant. But exciting things to come. Please stick around. Thank you so much for watching, and catch you next time.